Hi, welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about marijuana and spirituality. Okay, so this is just my experience about it. So I started taking marijuana last year, and for me, more than anything, the reason behind it is that I moved to a very cold place and I was diagnosed with asthma. I don't think I have it anymore. That's a story for another day. But I was diagnosed with asthma, and so being in a cold place, it really can activate and kick it. So I knew that when it started getting really cold, even before it was winter where I was living, it was like when it was like getting to like 1, 2, 3 degrees, I was like in my chest, I was just getting tight, and I just didn't know how to handle it because I'm normally from such a tropical place and I'm just used to warm weather and warm vibes, so my body was just not handling it that well. So I spoke to a friend and she was like, you should probably try marijuana. And she had a friend as well who took it and was asthmatic and actually no longer even has asthma. So my intention wasn't to not have asthma, but I don't think I have it anyway. It was just to survive, like literally survive. I needed to survive the winter, and I just started taking it, and yeah, my chest was getting better, right? But I didn't know that marijuana can kind of activate your chakras, or can incline you to be more spiritual, or can just like activate your spirituality. So I knew that I was a spiritual person, but per se I didn't know to the extent until I started like smoking marijuana. So the one thing that I first noticed was, I first thought that, okay, maybe I'm just being high, because when you're high, there's altered states that you can get to depending on how high you can get and how it reacts to you. So the number one thing that I started picking up was that I was getting like when I was high, I felt like there was like a light on top of my head, and I didn't really know what was happening, and only to realize that that was my crown chakra actually opening up. And at the time I didn't even know anything about crown chakras, so every time I was high, I was like, okay, I'm feeling like this light, like a halo on top of my head. What's happening? And after that, I started having experiences where I was getting more clairaudience. I was hearing things that other people would not hear. I think more than anything I was hearing like my angels, and I would hear, but more than anything I couldn't interpret it, but I would hear just sounds that were just not in this physical realm, but it just felt like I was in two places at once. So it felt like I could hear what you're saying, and I can hear something else that's happening, But I would first question it. I'm like, okay, no, I'm high. I must be high. And this is just the side effects of it. Until the point where I think more than anything, the number one thing that happened is that my third eye was activated. Because after that, I didn't even need to be high anymore. I was still experiencing the things that I was experiencing. So when I did some research, it did explain that marijuana was also used and can be used as for spiritual reasons, and that it's a very ancient plant. It's like been used for like over 6,000 years, and it's similar to psychedelics like the lotus plant that they used to use in Egypt to get to altered states of consciousness. But I don't think marijuana is that effective. But more than anything, I started using it more when I wanted to meditate, because it does help me focus and to concentrate and actually get or be in contact with your inner self and receive more messages consciously in other realms. I know this is freaky as hell. Initially when it happened to me, I was like, what the hell? But the more research and the more I learned about it, the more I was comfortable about it. And but I got to the point where I was overusing it. When I was overusing it, then you become sluggish, and the side effects. We all know the side effects of it, But more than anything, I told myself that now if I do use it, I use it more for spiritual reasons and with more guidance and more, now that I know what's up, to be more practical about using it for reasons for meditation more than anything else. But yeah, so there is definitely a link. So I didn't realize it until things were happening, but I'm kind of happy that it happened, because I learned a lot about myself, and I just grew so much also spiritually, and I kind of see the world a bit for what it is, and like I'm woke now, like my eyes are open. So yeah, that is my experience with marijuana. I now use it more than anything for meditation, for spiritual reasons, but occasionally you just want to get lit up, it's okay. But I'm very precautious about it, because I know that there are side effects. You can get lazy, it can just make you sluggish, it can just make you not productive, and sometimes you just want to use it for a specific reason, so yeah.